Once upon a time, there was a land so rich that European traders called it the paradise of nations, a place where silk shimmered like light, where rivers carried ships full of gold, rice, and dreams. That land is today known as Bangladesh. But how did the richest region on earth become one of the poorest, and then rise again to stand as one of South Asia's fastest-growing economies? This is the forgotten Islamic story of Bengal's fall, faith, and rebirth. Centuries ago, Bengal was a jewel of the Muslim world, fertile, prosperous, and full of knowledge and art. Between the 13th and 18th centuries, under Muslim rule, cities like Dhaka, known then as Jahangirnagar, became global hubs for trade and craftsmanship. The world's most delicate fabric, muslin, was made here, so fine that it was called woven air. European travelers described Bengal as the granary of the East, a land overflowing with abundance. From an Islamic viewpoint, this prosperity was more than mere fortune. It was a divine blessing earned through justice, honesty, and gratitude. Allah says in the Quran, "If the people had been faithful and mindful of Allah, we would have opened upon them blessings from the heavens and the earth." Surah Al-Araf, 7 hours 96 minutes. Muslim rulers didn't just govern politically, they built societies founded on compassion, fairness, and faith. Zakat, the obligatory charity, and Sadaqah, voluntary charity, ensured that wealth circulated among the people. Mosques, madrasas, and waqfs became centers of education and welfare. Sufi saints like Shah Jalal and Silhet and Khan Jahan Ali and Khulna spread Islam through humility and service to humanity. Under their guidance, Bengal achieved a rare harmony, material wealth with spiritual depth. By the early 18th century, Bengal produced nearly 12% of the entire world's GDP, more than some European empires. Its fertile lands yielded rice, sugar, and jute in abundance, while its ports connected trade routes from Arabia to Southeast Asia. Merchants of Bengal were known for their honesty, fairness, and trustworthiness, values rooted deeply in Islamic ethics. Even the Ottoman Empire imported Bengal silk and muslin for royal garments, while Arab traders carried its goods across the Red Sea. But then came the turning point. In 1757, the Battle of Plassey changed everything. When the British East India Company defeated Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah, it wasn't just a battle lost, it was the beginning of centuries of economic exploitation. Bengal's wealth was drained, its industries destroyed, and its people left to starve. The once glorious muslin industry was deliberately crushed, local artisans were forced into poverty, their craft wiped out by imported British goods. The famine of 1770 took 10 million lives, not from natural disaster, but from greed and exploitation. British policy stripped Bengal of its dignity and faith-based social order. The waqf system was weakened, religious schools lost support, and Islamic governance was replaced by a cold colonial bureaucracy. The land once called the paradise of nations became a graveyard of hunger and despair. Even after the British left in 1947, Bengal's wounds didn't heal. The partition of India split Bengal into two: West Bengal and India, and East Bengal, which became East Pakistan. Yet even within Pakistan, East Bengal was treated as inferior, its resources exploited while its people were ignored. Decades of injustice, economic disparity, and a devastating cyclone finally led to rebellion. In 1971, after immense suffering and sacrifice, East Pakistan declared independence. The Bangladesh Liberation War was brutal, millions displaced, hundreds of thousands killed. But out of the ashes, a new nation was born. Scarred, shattered, but unbroken. From an Islamic perspective, Bangladesh's birth symbolizes both hardship and renewal. Indeed, with hardship comes ease, says the Quran in Surah Ash-Shar, 94:6. The newly independent nation faced famine, war-torn infrastructure, and political chaos. Once known as the breadbasket of the East, it had become one of the poorest countries on earth. Yet, through resilience and faith, the people of Bangladesh began rebuilding their nation, brick by brick, prayer by prayer. Though many early policies were secular, the spirit of Islamic charity, community, and compassion quietly guided recovery. Zakat and Islamic NGOs like Islamic Relief and Muslim Aid helped lift millions out of poverty. Slowly, Bangladesh began to rise again. Today, Bangladesh stands among South Asia's fastest-growing economies. Its GDP growth rivals India and Vietnam. The ready-made garment industry employs millions, especially women, while remittances from abroad fuel development. Poverty has dropped from more than 80% in the 1970s to around 18% today. But this progress brings a new test. Rapid industrialization has come with pollution, corruption, and inequality. Dhaka, once known for its clean rivers and gardens, now struggles with overcrowding and environmental decay. The Quran warns, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. But if you deny, indeed, my punishment is severe." Surah Ibrahim, 14:7. Bangladesh's story, from gold and silk to famine and rebirth, is not just a story of economics, but of the soul. It reminds us that true prosperity is not measured by GDP, but by justice, compassion, and faith in Allah. When societies live with gratitude and fairness, their blessings grow. But when greed and arrogance take over, even paradise can fall. Bangladesh has shown the world that faith and perseverance can rebuild nations. If it continues to uphold Islamic values, fairness in business, care for the poor, environmental responsibility, and honesty in leadership, it can once again become a shining model for humanity. Because true success lies not in wealth alone, but in gratitude, justice, and unwavering faith in Allah. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar, 94:6.